Well,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
What time is it?
It's 2 o'clock.
That's Central Time.
Central Time, yes. 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
And just so we know, people, we don't have a newspaper to hold up because people even read newspapers anymore. Tuesday, February 20th, 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Eastern, and noon
Pacific.
Hey, they're just eating lunch. Hi, guys out there on the West Coast. I'm John Hunt.
And I am Leanne Thompson.
And this is myOrganized.life live.
Yeah.
It's a great show. This is a show where we're going to give you organizing tips, advice, get your feedback and questions and comments, and every day, Monday through Friday.
Right.
You know, as long as we're not sick or on vacation or a holiday or those kinds of things, but
Yep.
we will be here. By the way, we want to know who's here right now, so why don't you go ahead in the comment section, just say, hi from wherever you're at, and what else can we
we'll say
ask
hi.
them?
Any questions you have? Or
Organizing challenges, we'll be getting into that today too. So anyway, today we are going to continue a discussion we started yesterday on DDD. Anyone remember what that is? Raise your hand, put it in the comments. It is?
Delayed decision disorder.
Okay, you delayed a little bit there to get that, but that's okay.
Delayed decision disorder.
Delayed decision disorder. Okay, yesterday on our show we talked about what it was. Let's do a little recap.
Sure.
Kind of what that is.
So it's basically kind of things that are left undone. Piles of paper that you need to get to, bins of clothes that no longer fit. I mean, the list goes on. It's not just a short little thing that, I'll get to this later. It's something that you don't know how to get to it, kind of thing. It's more than procrastination.
Yes, that's one thing. That's one thing. We were kind of calling it procrastination, or was it procrastination?
But it's not.
It's not. But it's kind of like procrastination.
Kind of. You're just having a hard time getting to your systems.
Right.
And mainly it's because you don't have a system in place.
Right. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, are 10 tips, 10 ways.
Nope, not tips. 10 steps.
Steps. Okay.
10 steps to overcoming DDD.
And just so you know, this is part of an article that we have on our website, Smead.com. If you go to the blog there, we have hundreds of articles. Actually, if you just go to Smead.com and type in delayed decision disorder, it'll pull up not only this article, but it will also pull up our podcast, which we kind of talked about yesterday.
And that was with Andrea Brundage.
Andrea Brundage,
right.
Yes.
She's also the author of this article.
Yes. So let's talk about some of those tips and
steps.
Gosh,
Steps.
I'm saying it. Okay, steps.
So steps.
One step at a time.
Well, first maybe we should just talk a little bit more the causes. It's like lack of focus, inadequate systems, uncompleted tasks, and not having kind of proper supplies to, get through that stack of mail or the bins of clothes that no longer fit. People don't have systems in place, therefore they just kind of
a lot of people just get overwhelmed. I don't know what to do.
So I'm just going to forget about it. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
anyone out there feel like that? You just don't even want to start anything? I know. So that's why sometimes I think it's like procrastination, because you want to, I don't really want to do it, but you're not putting it off. Sometimes you just don't do it because you can't even get started.
Right. You don't have the time, or you don't know where to start, kind of thing.
So we have 10 steps.
10 steps. Okay. So the first one, make timely decisions. So I guess that could mean anything. Maybe start small, get to your stuff right away before it starts piling up. I know that's probably easier said than done, but if you have a pair of jeans that I don't know if I'm going to wear these again, just probably put them in a pile to get rid of them versus I'll keep them here in case. Yeah. Because more than likely you're not going to.
That's it. That's a great one. Yeah.
Okay. Second one, set up systems to process paperwork effectively. So,
systems. Now, paperwork systems. We're into that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Yeah. So what would be an example of a paperwork system?
Well, a lot of the times our organizers have talked about the mail that comes in. It's overwhelming, usually. One fact that we've taken away from almost everybody is
you open your mail over the recycling bin or the garbage bin, depending on what you have and what the mail is. But that really helps you deal with it right away.
Right. Yeah. And the stuff that you do need to take care of, maybe have a folder or some sort of mail holder right on your counter or wherever you come in and drop the mail there versus having it all over the countertop.
Right.
Just manage it that way,
Right.
and then you can
Yeah.
go back to it in a couple days or
Yeah,
whatever.
like a to be filed or to
Right.
be sorted. The
Yep.
main thing is just don't leave it laying out on the counter or on the kitchen table or somewhere
Then
where
you end up with, hamburger
piles.
grease on it
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Then that's worse.
Yeah.
Okay, implement systems that simplify life. And she gives an example. How about a key hook right by the door?
Right.
So you don't, lose your keys or you're not wondering where they are when you go to leave. It's right by the door.
Yeah. Now we have a little variation on that. We have the drawer,
Okay.
but we got one of those little organizing trays that has little slots in it. So
Okay.
each set of keys goes into a slot.
Nice. That's good.
So-
Yeah, we have a little similar thing, just a wire basket. It's just
But at least once a week I lose my keys. But that's another episode
yeah,
that
I
we'll
think
deal
so.
with why I
Yep.
do that, right?
Yep. Okay, follow through on tasks. So I guess this would mean if you already have a system set up, you
Yeah.
would kind of follow through.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what I think would be great right now is we have the podcast on this. This is also at smead.com/podcast, number 53. But if you can't remember that, just go to smead.com and type in delayed decision disorder
Right.
or delayed decision.
Yep.
It'll pull up both the article and the podcast. But Andrea talks a little bit about some of those systems
Right.
she sets up.
Yep,
So
she
let's
does.
take a listen to that right now. What are some other tools or little tricks that you use to help people, get control of their stuff?
Well, part of it is allocating the time. So as a professional organizer, we are also called productivity specialists or experts, and helping people actually reset priorities on their calendars. Sometimes our calendars are so packed that we don't make time in our day to handle some of these tasks because we're just all over the place. So there's a really big correlation between allocating time to do these tasks and then actually doing them and following through. And then a big part of this is going to be to protect your boundaries. So if you've got that on your calendar and your email pops up, you need to really think hard about, do you want to take this distraction in? Because you're going to get sidetracked. And this often happens in our daily lives.
Well, a lot of people use calendar and time management systems, and there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
What kind of system do you do? A paper or digital or both? And do you use time blocks? Or how would you recommend, back to that business owner who's got 3 businesses who's probably very, busy. How do you get someone like that set up on some kind of calendar or time management system?
So what I always recommend is use what works for you.
Okay.
There's a lot of shiny objects out there that, again, pull our attention away, and we're always in a learning curve, right? So use what works for you. For me personally, I use a paper calendar. And so when I'm out networking or meeting with clients, we can quickly, easily put it on my calendar. And then I actually do duplicate work. Yes, time management expert is doing duplicate work, but I enter it into my Google Calendar on my computer. What that does for me, though, is I offset that time, because when I enter the address in there, when I go to my next appointment, the address is there, so I don't have to go now to MapQuest and print out the directions, because I already have that on my smartphone. And should I lose one or lose the other, I'm still going to be okay. And so
Yeah, it's a nice backup.
it is, and it works really well for me. The key is to use what works for you, whether it's electronic, whether it's, iCalendar or Google, whatever it is that works for you, stick with that.
Well, how about planning? Are you a proponent of daily planning, weekly planning, kind of a combination, or end of day to manage the details of that calendar?
Well, you need to have your calendar with you all the time so you can refer to it. Make sure you set up alerts if you need that to alert you that you have an appointment coming. But the thing that is really important to do is to review your calendar's appointments for tomorrow. I want you to review them tonight. And there's a number of reasons why we do this. The first reason is so you can sleep tonight. So you're not going to wake up at 2 a.m. and go, oh my goodness, I've got something I need to do, and then up out of bed and frantic, and now you can't get back to sleep. So what it does, it relieves your brain from worrying about what you have going on tomorrow. Now tomorrow arrives, first thing in the morning, get up, grab your coffee or whatever it is you choose to drink to wake up, go look at your calendar again. now your day is already charted out, and we're not in react mode, which is really important when we're trying to have life balance and tame the chaos in our lives. We need to be in proact mode instead of react mode.
Well, that was a great little piece of advice
Right.
there from her, especially when we're talking about what system is the right system. There is no one right system. The right system, like she said, is one that you're going to use
Yep.
and works for you.
Definitely.
So that was another one of the steps. We're kind of doing the 10 steps to overcoming DDD, which is delayed decision disorder. Not necessarily procrastination, but things that are keeping us from becoming organized. So, and Andrea Brundage, you can find that full article and full podcast on our website at Smead.com. Just type in delayed decision in the search box and it'll pull up both of those. And you can, if you want to watch or listen to the podcast, that's great. If you want to read the article, similar stuff in both. But from the article that we're kind of quoting today, we're going through these steps. So what's the next step?
So the next step is eliminate excess and unnecessary possessions.
Okay.
So I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you see something in the store, maybe think twice about buying it if you don't really need it. That just will eliminate extra stuff that you probably don't need.
Yeah. I think we all can do that.
Yeah, I think so. Next one, commit to starting and finishing projects or delegate them to somebody else.
Yeah.
So if you have a project, maybe set a timer. That's pretty popular amongst organizers
Timer.
too. Time yourself for 15 minutes to go through that stack of bills. And
Or if it's longer or bigger, say I want to get this piece done by this date. You set a date.
Yep, set
and
a
put it
date.
in your calendar too. I think when we have that date in our calendar, and like Andrea was saying in the clip there, she puts it both in she uses both paper and digital. So sometimes you have to double entry. It really, whatever is going to work for you. But what's nice about the digital calendar, the one I use on my phone, is that it gives you the reminder.
Yep.
Oh,
sure.
you've got this appointment.
Yep.
So that's
It
good.
doesn't let you forget either.
No.
Just keeps blinking
Perfect.
at you.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, then allocate the necessary time to clear the clutter. So that kind of goes back to setting timers. And allocate the necessary time to maintain order. Again.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
that
These
makes
are,
sense.
it always seems like it's common sense, but
Until you actually see it. It's
yeah,
like,
and we go, we got to do that.
Gotta
so
do that. And become very aware of what's brought into your house.
yeah,
So kind of like I said before, maybe don't buy that, thing that you don't really need.
yeah. I remember on one of our podcast episodes, they say if you're going to bring one thing in, you got to put one thing out.
Or two out.
Or two
a lot
out.
of people say that with clothes.
Yeah,
One shirt in, two shirts
yeah.
out.
That's a good tip too.
Yeah, I think so. And then the last one is seek the help of a professional organizer
Yes.
if you need, or I suppose anybody could help you.
Right.
If you just have a buddy that says, hey, check up on me and make sure I'm getting through
Yeah,
this.
accountability is really key
Yep.
in that, and we work a lot with the National Association of Professional Organizers. That's NAPO.net. You can they have a search function on that website where you can find a professional organizer who works in your general area. A lot of them work virtually too, but having that extra coaching and that extra help really can sometimes put you over the finish line, which is really what a lot of this delayed decision or disorder is the inability to
Just
move forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you're stuck.
Right.
You're stuck.
Well, listen, this is great. If you have comments on how maybe delayed decision disorder affects you, or questions about maybe a specific situation, I'm going to go to the comments on Facebook right now and welcome a few people. We've got Jeffrey from Australia.
Woo!
Wow, I don't know.
Wow,
It must be. Is
that's
it night there or is it morning there? It's
I
before us.
I think they're no.
We have hard enough time
they're-
doing the Central Time, Eastern, and Pacific. Now you want us to do Australia.
I think they're 13 hours ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, Jeffrey, you have to let us
it's
know in the
tomorrow
comments what time it is there right now. It's 2:00 Central Time.
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
The 20th.
Yeah, it might even be Wednesday there.
I think it is Wednesday there.
How's
I'm
the
pretty
stock
sure.
market doing? I guess you wouldn't know that yet, but
And then we have Lynn.
yeah, Lynn is from
She's-
Massachusetts.
yeah. You have family out there, right?
Yes, I do. And Lynn's asking about whether or not we can do room-to-room organizing. That's a great suggestion. We do have a podcast on it. Maybe we'll feature that one coming
Sure.
up.
Yeah, that's a
But
good idea.
you know, room to room, I think what we would do on this show on a daily basis is maybe take one room at a time.
Yep.
You know, these shows are typically be 10, 15 minutes long. So, but we will definitely cover that and ADHD organizing.
Right.
Several of the professional organizers we work with specialize in that. And there
Yep.
are some things that working with those types of people really work well. I think of the president actually of NAPO, Ellen DeLapp, in the Houston, Texas area. That's one of her specialties, and
Yep.
we've had that conversation with her before, and I'm sure she'll be on this show too. So
I hope so.
But that's great.
Hey,
Jeffrey says 7 a.m.
on Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
So it is tomorrow.
Hey, how's the weather? It must be nice. And actually, over in Australia right now, I believe it's summer, right? Because it's winter here.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
great. Well,
Cool.
I hope it's a beautiful
Thanks,
day
Jeffrey.
there on Wednesday. So anyway, well, listen. Tomorrow on Wednesday's program, live 2:00 Central and 7 a.m. Australian time, and also noon Pacific and 3 Eastern. We have we're releasing our podcast now on Wednesday live at 2:00 on this program. Of course, you'll be able to get them after that as well. But it's how to get organized when you have a chronic or extended illness.
Right. And that is with
Julie Bestry.
Yep.
Yes.
Our friend
Best
Julie.
Results Organizing,
Yep.
juliebestry.com.
Yep. It's a great podcast.
It is a great podcast. We talk about a lot of things about, talk about overwhelm. If you're sick or have an extended illness, trying to get organized, or just even organizing the pieces of that illness, the doctor visits, the
Paperwork,
records. I mean, so we go into a
everything.
lot with Julie, and
Yep.
she does work with a lot of clients in this area. So that's tomorrow, Wednesday, and we have some other special things coming up this week.
Yes.
On Friday, we do our blogger roundup.
Yep.
So if you are a blogger and have some organizing blogs that you like to visit, put them in the comments, because we are out looking at all over the blogosphere.
Right. We're always looking for new
Finding
articles
and we'd
or
like to
whatever
share
people
that.
are talking about.
Yeah, we'll highlight articles from blogs, and Thursdays are going to be kind of our solutions day, where we will maybe feature some products, how to use this for this particular function. Maybe back to the Lynn's idea about room-to-room organizing. When you're in a kitchen,
Right.
how would you use a certain product, organizing product, to help you solve a specific organizing challenge? And if you have organizing challenges that you want us to address, make sure you put them in the comments below, and we'll definitely be responding to these, looking at them, and considering that part of our upcoming programming. We kind of want to make this show for the community out there that we can interact with.
Definitely.
And we'd like you to like this program, put the little thumbs up, share it with
Share
people, and let others know. And if they can't, watch it live at 2, it always gets archived on the organized.life site as well. Yep. So, well, gosh, that's it. Any other comments we want to say? Hey, thank you, Jeffrey, and Lynn, and all the others that are watching right now. And we will be back tomorrow,
At 2
Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central. You do the rest of the calculations for another episode of myOrganized.life live.